Hey guys.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tales from the Yawning Portal. We're a bunch of nerdy ass guys who turn the camera and play Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Fausto, I'll be your DM for tonight, and these are our players. Ben.
Tonight I'm playing Brock, the greatest craftsman in the cosmos.
Kevin.
And tonight I'll be playing Yinken, the Circle of Dreams Druid.
And Eric.
Hey, I'll be playing Alexander Radovich. Hopefully, a guy who survives.
And today Stan cannot join us in his first adventure as a level 20 character. Though I see that, our graphics have not changed, Ben. Our graphics still show level 19.
Always gotta complain.
This is nice because we had like a little half an hour before we
We had a ton of
just
time
chatting and talking bullshit.
We haven't meditated yet. We're still level 19. We have to meditate before we go after Shadow Throne.
Probably,
Is
yeah.
Alexander
We still didn't deserve it. Or something. Oh, it's fine. All right. So, yes. Where were we, guys? Indeed. Last we met, we had just concluded our mission in the Tomb of Horror, finding the seventh and last coin of the God of Death, Shadow Throne. Very ominously now, one person that possesses 6 of those coins is not here today. He's plotting something. That's why it's not. And so, having recovered all the coins, our heroes are now planning what to do next. In fact, face Shadowtron right now, conclude this tale, or what else? In the meanwhile, Brock tried to create his ultimate masterpiece by merging 2 artifacts in one. But unfortunately, it seems that something is missing from this creation process. That original, pure, naive spark, that is pure intuition, in some way escapes Brock for the moment, momentarily. Who knows that it may not come back. Maybe if he goes and seek the real beginnings of his career as a blacksmith. At the same time, I think there were several ideas, plans, plots going on. So I would say at this point, I would give the word to you guys, and you can tell me what would you like to do. We are entering the realm of pure sandbox because I have no more published adventures to give to you. Tales of the Yawning Portal is over. Now it's all reaction from myself.
Tales of the Yawning God.
Tales of the Yawning God. And you see Shadow like, no.
We're the gods here.
Very well.
But we don't sleep.
We're waking up our
But you don't
godhood.
sleep. Yeah, there's too many elves.
Brock sleeps.
And not enough sleep. Yeah.
Hey, look, I can sleep. Brock, hit me on the head real hard. Don't do that.
Don't do that. All right. Okay, guys. So, what are we? I think we are in Sigil, right?
We are.
We were back in Sigil, yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe so.
Yep. So we're in Sigil, and I'll put you probably in the Yawning Portal. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's where you are. And yes, Talin is probably pondering about the meaning of his coin, so he will get a bit of a less prominent role right now.
He's off at the Taker studying ancient forbidden lore.
Probably, yeah. But depending on where we end this session, he may be following you around because we don't want him to be in a place where he cannot join next time. All right. So, what are you guys up to?
Well, Alexander has a plan and a
Yes.
mission to follow up on, so he'd go talk to Yinken.
All right.
Yinken specifically Brock, of course, he would happily want to be around for this conversation.
So I guess I'll put you in your private booth.
Where is Brock? Oh, there, in
Yeah,
the
where is-
toilet.
Did you find yourself a toilet?
He was having a think.
All right. George will bring you some drinks, of course.
Hmm. Thank you, George.
I'll have a
You
banana
are
for
most
you.
welcome, sir.
yeah.
Which is funny because just recently I'm watching The Umbrella Academy, which actually I really recommend. And there is this this talking monkey butler there called Pogo. But yeah.
See, when I think of talking monkeys, my mind goes to Detective Chimp.
Yeah, also. So having brought you drinks, George looks at you, Ink, and he goes like, "Do you require some privacy, sir, madam? You."
Thought we established last week what the.
Yeah,
George doesn't know.
George doesn't know.
Masters sis.
What?
Masters and mistress together.
Boss.
Okay.
Boss.
Yeah, a bit of privacy would be most welcome, George. Thank you.
Very well. So he leaves the premise. Right. So yeah, you're there.
Yankin.
Yes, Alexander, you wanted to talk to me?
Yeah, I think you probably know what I'm about to say here. I haven't really hidden it, and I think we've talked about this a few times. Or at least I brought it up a few times in passing conversations about Shadow Throne, our great friend. I think now is the time we need to talk and have a serious discussion with the Winter Queen and probably the Bull of Vengeance. And if I'm feeling extra gutsy, probably the Lord of Sigil, but let's leave that one for later. I'll see how drunk I am on that one.
You mean the Lady of Pain that no one's allowed to meet?
Yeah, I mean, come on now. We've met gods. What's the worst that can happen? I die a horrific death and go to Elven Heaven where I'll live happy forever not remembering this?
We're already in the bad books of one god. Do we want to be in the bad books of another one?
As they all say, it won't be my problem forever.
Oh, not if your soul gets collected. Speaking of which, I run into a hitch.
Which is why I want to talk to two other gods. Maybe they can run interference on that, or at least half of that.
Yeah, it's not
Half
a
a
bad
soul's
idea.
better than none, right?
Yep. Alright.
So, I'm gonna need your help, Yinkin, on the Winter Queen part. I can probably find the Bull of Vengeance by taking a stroll outside of Sigil for a good 20 minutes. The fucker will probably find me. Or his prophet.
Ew.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Now, since we are in the realm of extremely high level magics, don't Brock and Yinkan have some sort of spell to contact a person you know? Like, if you want to contact the prophet, wouldn't you have some sort of communication thing?
Do I have contact?
I'm talking something called sanding, for example.
Sending's a wizard
Wait.
spell.
Yeah,
Can't you
I
Oh,
do
no,
the
it's not. I've got sending.
Hey.
Can't
I
you
do
do the
not.
contact the other plane, and can't we just like contact the Bull of Vengeance himself?
Yeah, well, contact other plane, of course, it's a more direct line.
I mean, if
Levels
you're
on
gonna get a
that.
direct line, that's the best way to do it.
Where is it
No.
though? Contact other plane.
The only thing I have is plane shift.
We don't know
And
what
I
plane he
need-
lives on, sadly.
Yeah, and I need a forked metal rod.
Yeah.
Attuned to that plane of existence.
Yeah, we can buy that. We're rich.
I have sending. I don't know that I. What level's contact other plane? Feels like there should be a
Fifth.
cleric spell. Fifth?
Yeah, I think it's like 5th.
Contact other plane, here. 5th level, Warlock and Wizards. So, yeah, I don't think you guys have it.
No.
No,
Though it
but
is
we
a
can pay
ritual.
someone who can do it.
It's a ritual, so I find maybe Tali has it.
You
I
could
don't
buy
think
it,
he does.
the ritual.
I don't know where
He has
keeps
it for
all his
Shadow
rituals.
Throne. But
Oh, he actually has it.
For sure.
that might be from the coin, though.
Wow, I've never seen so many spells in a warlock character sheet.
It's the coins then.
How does he have-
Or
how
the
does he have-
rituals.
Yeah, it's a lot of rituals, yeah. And
He also has
he
that
has a lot of
book of the-
cantrips. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cantrips.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
probably
that
from
might be a mixture of that
the
super
book.
cool book he has
Yeah,
I
that's
had
true.
it too, but I
and
also
some of
took
the
a feat
coins,
for two
maybe?
of them.
'Cause I think he got General Repose from
the
one
idea
of them.
is probably. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, tell me. So how do you want to go about this?
Yeah, I could send a message to one of them if you want.
Well, yeah, if you can send a message to the Prophet and have him get his... I don't have a joke against Minotaurs, sadly. That's not in my repertoire of sassy bullshit.
You just did make a joke about mine.
Yeah, there you go. That was unintentional.
I mean, I can try to send it to the Prophet because we know the Prophet.
Yes.
So 25 word message.
Yeah.
What do we want to say, boys?
Meet us in the Yawning portal. It's super urgent and pertaining to Shadow Throne.
All right, we'll see what happens. And meet
Alright.
us in the Yawning portal. Super urgent.
So I think from this moment on, and since there is several semi-epic or full epic things that you want to accomplish, I don't think that we will go step by step through the whole process. We will make some use of montage, like, you send this sending, and then we'll say, all right, now it's the scene where you meet with the guy, instead of waiting, day by day for the guy to answer to you and finally meet you. We'll play it a bit like a movie. So yeah, you send this message to the Prophet, and he will eventually meet you at the Yawning portal. Yeah, I don't know that I have a token for this guy.
I could have sworn you did.
Yeah.
If not, I think I have one. Hold on, let me check my vault of tokens.
No, yeah, for sure I have a mine token. All right. So the guy will meet you in the Yawning portal. It is late at night, and as usual, he enters cloaked in this heavy robe. Not as big as this. And there is less patrons today in the Yawning portal. I suppose you invite him to your own private booth,
Yes.
where he does arrive eventually. So you are there, sitting around this table. Yeah, probably Darling is there. Come on. Sitting around this table, and the Prophet looking at all of you, going like, "I can sense that the end of your quest approaches."
Yeah, that's why we wanted to get in touch.
Yet, somehow, I feel that the true meaning of this quest is still unclear.
Oh yeah, totally.
Totally unclear.
We have no idea what we're doing.
I think,
yet.
well, apart from maybe not knowing what you do you know what you want to achieve? And what you can achieve?
I would like
That's
to
the
get my
meaning
soul
of
back.
this. Yeah,
Could be nice.
that's
Sorry,
the
Brock, what did you
meaning of
say?
this.
I would like to get my soul back. I mean, it's not gone yet, but kind of want to neg on that a little bitch Shadow Throne, especially since I found out he's a little bitch that can make my dreams come true. I made them come true myself.
Very well. Then you have called for me. How can I be of assistance?
Well,
you're. Go ahead, Brock. You're
no,
probably
no,
more
you're the
eloquent on
monster
this.
hunter, Alex. Go.
All right. Well, let's put this very simply, brass tacks as it would be. You're the champion, let's say, of the Bull of Vengeance,
I'm
the
just a
voice of
messenger.
this. However you want to put it, man.
Fine.
It's your title. We have cursed the dwarf with spillage.
Yes, but
Thank God it's only water.
Oh, that is good. So, I've called you here to ask a question and a favor. Whether you can fulfill the favor is, I don't got a clue, to tell you the truth. First, the question. How... I'm trying to think of a way to word this. How much power does the Bull of Vengeance have? Realistically.
the Bull of Vengeance is not a god, but he is the punisher of the gods. And he wields the hammer of Atum, the god of victory. With that weapon, and with the mandate that he has been charged with, he can influence those that are more powerful than him if his cause is just.
Interesting, because we were looking at maybe, stealing back that little bitch's power from, back to the Raven Queen so that the Winter Queen can get a title back. For Nuada.
Yeah. Righting some wrongs. Whether the Raven Queen wants it back, or Winter Queen wants it back or not, that's what we're actually going to figure out here in a few days, probably. But we, at least I, and by the sounds of it, Brock, we seek to get rid of a potential enemy in the long run. Cripple him by taking his power, if possible. We've only heard of one artifact to do that, and it was used up, so...
True. That artifact was used up. Or better, it is not anymore in the hands of Shadowtron.
Yeah, would this be kind of like the truest of artifacts that can never truly be destroyed but kind of disappear to a different part of the multiverse, only to re-emerge centuries later?
It does look like an interesting story, but at least the way the legend goes, the way it was told to me by the Bull of Vengeance himself, is that when Shadowtron stole the power of the Raven Queen, now the Winter Queen, he had to get some insurance to keep that power, so to say. And he made an alliance, you might already know this, with Lot, the Spider Queen.
Oh yeah, that was mentioned, wasn't it?
She would, let's just say, protect him from the other gods of the Pantheon, which of course had no reason to accept what Shadowtron had done. Unfortunately, in the world where Shadowtron hails from, Lolt is actually one of the most influential gods. In that world, the Dark Elves have won their wars, and they rule a dark land, while the other races must hide beyond black clouds on floating islands. That said, Shadowtron had to provide payment to the Dark Queen for this protection, of course. And payment was the shard of pure evil that he used to steal the power of the Raven Queen. So the artifact is not lost per se, but he's now in the possession of Blood.
So basically, if we want to get that, we either have to negotiate with Lolf.
Do you think you have anything that she might need?
We're a bunch of blokes. I don't think so. We're also,
I
well,
don't think.
some of us are darker than others, but I'm pretty sure she's not going to appreciate my size.
I don't think bargaining with her is an option. However, we have a friend who has a pretty big hate boner for her. He might have information on how to go about stealing such a thing from her. He is also the champion of a certain elven god that might be willing to lend assistance.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's not forget Lavarian. He was a pretty damn good man.
And
all
isn't
things
his like,
considered.
isn't his god like the daughter of Lolf too? Bet she's
That's
got
correct.
some mummy issues.
She does.
I mean, if my parents turned into an evil psycho. Wait a second. I'm gonna stop there.
Was this Alexander or Eric? Okay.
Could be A or B, you know, a little mixture there.
All right.
We may seek an alliance with her, that's a good idea. But my question is, what would the Bull of Vengeance role be in all of this? He stayed rather mystical. Is there an ongoing vengeance to be enacted, or is he waiting for one? Because it sure seems like he's at least gotten you to influence us a little bit and guide us along our way in the right direction. Or are we the vengeance for something else?
He says the Bull of Vengeance will only intervene when a god has broken the rules of the Pantheon.
But
At this moment, Shadowtron has not yet broken any rule. Then again, if by some happenstance he would be pushed beyond that limit, then yes, the Bull will intervene, and shall I say, gladly.
what?
The Bull was, when he was not yet the Punisher of the Gods, as once again you might already know, he was a traveling companion of Shadowtron. And let's just say that when they set out to complete their quest, their mandate was to save the Raven Queen. Then someone betrayed them and stole that power for himself.
What did the Raven Queen need saving from?
Zorkus,
Orcus.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, yeah, Orcus. Yeah.
What rule would he have to break? I'm not aware of rules amongst the gods.
Well,
I'm
the
not
basic,
a god, as you can tell.
the basic rule of many pantheons, and for sure the pantheon in the world from where Shadowtron hails, is that there may not be any direct intervention of the gods in the world of the mortals. So a god cannot physically manifest at full power on the prime material plane. Also, Shadowtron, when he ascended to godhood, he, as the god of death of that world, he put one new rule in that reality. And that rule is dead and stays dead. I know in the multiverse there are many options to come back from the dead, but in the world where Shadowtron is God, those that die stay dead.
Oh, well, it sounds simple enough. We just gotta get him to either resurrect something or just manifest in the prime material. It can't be too hard, right?
Well, if we just go to his prime material and then maybe just dethrone the drow, kick up a ruckus until the point where he feels obliged to intervene.
I mean,
He'll be
surely if
vulnerable.
we entered in with the champion of a certain elven god who declared a great holy crusade in her name, that could probably rouse a lot of species to assist us in that cause.
Fighting around the worlds. I like it.
And it sounds like the place is very dark, so we could probably rouse a lot of very angry liches, undead, those who would prefer to have shackles overthrown and put back into their hands.
Hang on a minute. Where did you go from a holy war to like summoning masses of leeches?
Enemy of the enemy is my friend. If the dog will bite, there is a trap to place. 2 birds, 1 stone, easy as that. Liches come out and play, they overplay their hand, Holy Crusade might happen just to sweep them up.
If dead is dead, then what about undead?
Well, he wasn't undead.
The prophet says there are other darker gods that rule on that aspect of reality. Let's just say that in the world where Shadowtron is God, to be an undead, it's more of a curse for those that still maintain their intelligence. Or, of course, it's a simple matter of, how shall I say it? Using necrotic energies to animate a corpse with without soul. So things like skeletons and zombies or some other kind of unintelligent undead still roam that place.
What would
That
happen
be
if
said,
Stark
the undead deities or those that have a portfolio related to undead, they are no friends of Shadowtron. Shadowtron hates above all the undead.
Okay. What's the story there?
Well, the story is that he was one.
Yeah, I remember seeing a very ugly motherfucker when I last went in those dreams.
Yes. He was what they call a revenant.
Interesting.
What was he a revenant for? What was his
Cool.
deathly goal?
He was a servant of the Raven Queen.
Fair enough. I guess that'd piss you off something, right?
You seem to have many questions about the past of Shadowtron and his world. Maybe it could be wise for you to travel there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah. I think our best bet when we do load the gun, if you would, rack the crossbow, if you would.
He will take something from his robe. It looks like a small object made of metal that seemed to represent. In the beginning, it looks like a sun, but it's actually, you see, it's not a sun. It's like 9 blades tied together at the hilt, and they go all around. So like a 9-ray sun, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually looks like the miniature image of 9 different blades. And he says, this is the fork attuned to the world of Tira, the world of Shadowtron.
Mm.
Oh boy.
All Alright, this could be interesting.
Right.
This
So
is valuable
I've already got a
information.
plan formed in my head for when we go there.
Oh. Maybe it could be a good idea to get a lay of the land, see if there's some kind of resistance there. The only question is what order to do things in. I've also got to go home at some point. I need to reforge
Yeah.
my weapon.
So my thought process so far, we haven't talked to the Winter Queen yet, so this might change, guys. But my thought process right now is we finish talking to the important people we need to talk to. The Prophet, which will conclude discussions here in a bit. The Winter Queen, and we'll see who else springs up out of those. Is you go home, you start forging. I can try to round up some pretty good hunters. Put the word out, put a pretty damn big price on something. People do anything for money. We have money to fling. We teleport me to Tira. Me being the sneakiest, me being the best at investigations. I'll get a lay of the land. You guys get everything you need ready to bring in there, and when you come in, we just start slinging shit at the wall and see what sticks. Work with who we need to work with. Start getting armies going as quick as can be. You guys bring Lavarian when you come, because we might need him. Just for his holy radiance, of course, and his disco globe.
I mean, it would be good to see Lavarian again. He kind of just disappeared, didn't he? Never got my chance to say goodbye. But then the
It's because we were wrestling Cerberus.
Well, I was a bit preoccupied working the Forge of Hades, if you recall.
Oh, yes, my bad.
Just another Tuesday, fighting Hades and
I mean,
forging weapons with a fist.
I'm fine going back home by myself if that's necessary. Just have this odd feeling like there could be adventure there.
There very well might be, but I can't think of many people who could square off with any one of us alone currently. A Zirak, yeah, he could. People like a Zirak, yeah, they could probably tango with us. But most people?
I mean, you think you can solo Pitfin?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I mean, let's do this.
As a high elf who is a little bit full of himself, I am obligated to say yes to anything.
Alright. Sure.
But we're pretty strong. I like to think that we can handle most things on our own if we had to. I mean, hell, you can summon the fucking sun, can't you?
Well, I mean, I can make it bright.
Aspect of it.
Yeah, I can do a bit of a dawn thing, but yeah.
There you go. That's enough to wipe out most rooms that I know of. But we'll see how things go. We can always just take a few days, and you guys can just chill out and do plans whenever, and I can just head in and scout. This can really be done in at any time, my plan at least. If you guys have one, please let me know.
Well, I mean, I'm very intrigued by your plan. I think it's a great plan. I'm just worried about facing off against these gods where I haven't even reached my final form.
Yeah. That's why I definitely want you to come in after me with Yinkin, maybe Lavarian, whoever else you can round up, with your godly hammer, whatever the hell you're gonna call it.
Titan.
Lavarian's disco globe suit and the holy radiance of his god in favor, and Yinkin with as many trees as he could summon up. Or giant badgers, or Georges, I don't know. Anyways, that's probably a better time for when the prophet isn't about here. Sorry for wasting your time there, buddy.
My time or? Oh, the prophet, sorry.
Prophets.
Yeah, prophet, sorry.
Probably continue with our discussion
Right.
about
So, So the prophet can leave, or
I've got one last thing to ask the prophet.
sure?
Prophet,
Yes.
our friend here, the dwarf, has his soul a little bit collected. The Bull of Vengeance
Slightly collected.
slightly collected. It's on loan right now. The Bull of Vengeance, he seems to have the favor of a god, a few god. I don't know. Do you think he could act as a middleman to get someone to at least somewhat intervene should the worst come to worst? Even if it's only a fraction, that's better than nothing.
Your friend has made a deal with Shadowtron. The only person that can rescind that deal is Shadowtron. Maybe there is a way to bargain with him.
Nothing the Bull of Vengeance can't do, just siphon off like maybe 5%?
If the Bull Avenger would force Shadowtron to break that deal, he would be breaking the laws of the gods. Clearly, he cannot do that.
Alright, well that was the favor I was gonna ask there, so
Shadow Throne.
consider it rescinded.
See, favors must still remain lawful.
Yeah. I have to agree, I guess. As much as it pains me to say it this time.
I'm wondering if maybe, this is some out of the box thinking, and maybe throwing a spanner into the works here. But I mean, if we're dealing with demons anyway, Demon Queen, Lolth herself potentially, and we're bound by complicated, hard to get out of contracts, or at least one of us is. Maybe the people to talk about that is the ones that are best dealing with it. Devils.
Please tell me you're not talking about that shopkeeper.
No. Oh, no. Why don't we go to the top? Let's go, speak to one of the... I can't believe I'm saying this, archdevils.
Do you happen to know any archdevils? Because I sure as hell do not, other than the ones you tell stories to little kids, because I'd like to shoot them.
Just saying, maybe it's an alternative way of getting out of a contract.
I'll let you do the talking on that one, and I'll keep my snarky ass in the corner with my bow ready to shoot.
All right. So when you mentioned this idea, the Bull of Vengeance goes like it may be necessary to make compromises in order to achieve your goals. Indeed, just make sure that you do not end up worse for the bargain. And that said, he will stand up and he will say, as things are about to move very fast from now on, I believe I shall return
Thank you for your
to
wisdom.
the home of my master.
Oh,
Who knows? Maybe we shall meet there.
one last question before you go.
Yes.
If the Bull of Vengeance was his travelling companion who got betrayed, are there others that are still around?
There were 4 during that final battle. Some of you have seen them, I believe. One
There
of
was a
them
shifter,
was
wasn't
a shifter druid. She sacrificed herself to become the Tree of Life. Another one was a human warrior, the Master of Nine, wielder of White Raven. He became the Emperor of Aduria, the human empire that still fights against the Dark Elves. Then there was my master, and then there was Shadowtron.
Thank you. This tree of life, is this also in the world of Tyra?
Yes, it is. It is actually in the empire of Aduria. It is the one thing that keeps it still afloat.
I can't believe we've never thought of going to that place. Looks kind of obvious right now, doesn't it? Like we've never asked the right questions in 20 levels.
Well, to be fair, the time we heard about it was a weird dream thing, and then we immediately got jumped by demons with eyeballs and stuff, so it kind of slipped our mind in the stress.
Yes, distractions.
There was a lot of things to do, not a lot of time to think on things.
That's a fact, yes.
Go from Elven Heaven to fighting demons to learning about Shadow Throne to I think we went. Where'd we go after that? Somewhere silly.
Well, you are legendary heroes. Clearly, the tasks that you must perform are legendary.
So it would seem.
Very well done. I see that you have much to think about and even more to do. I shall leave you to it.
Hey, Bull. On your way out, get you a drink. Put it on my tab. Be as expensive as you want. I don't care.
I will do so. And yeah, he leaves. First takes his drink and then he leaves.
What is it, milk?
Of course not.
It's honey
Give
tea.
me the Yawning Portal special.
How
it's
much gold was that?
It's a mix of whiskey, vodka, and flames of Flagitoff. And no, that's fine, Alexander. You're filthy rich. It's okay.
Are we?
I think you are, no? Aren't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
we have like
filthy.
something like 50-something thousand.
Oh
Yeah,
no, we've
like
got
we-
more like 600,000.
Yeah, you know, numbers carry the zero.
I think we can
This is
afford
what Bill
that.
Gates is like. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really
actually,
care.
I mean, all the stuff that is in the party room,
Yep.
is it already DB up or it stays there?
It hasn't been divvied up yet, no.
It hasn't been divvied up. Okay, very well.
Mm.
Because I see also you have like a lot of potions there.
There are a lot of potions, yeah, and there are also a lot of...
Oh damn.
Yeah, we should divvy these up at the end of the session, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
probably.
when
Yeah.
Stan
You got
is back.
60,000 to raise an army with, or 600,000 to raise an army with. Don't worry about it.
You know, technically it's not as much money as you think it is, but still, yeah, it can go a long way. We also have like 4 legendary weapons or something that can go with it.
I think mine's like.
It's time to make gifts. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, it is. And the
I mean,
first
I
one to
have like
receive
an
a gift,
adopted dragonborn
should
somewhere.
be George.
So.
we should give George like the defender.
Yeah, here, George.
Here,
You-
use this weapon.
And you will
Oh,
name
George.
him Sir George.
Well, I've got
Yes.
like a dragonborn person I basically adopted somewhere, and they have a legendary weapon, so
Yeah.
Elmas, yeah.
Yes.
that's her name.
Yeah, let's say we adopted her.
Would I be able to try ascending towards my siblings to check in on them?
Ascending. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, when the meeting is concluded and we're sort of
Yes.
brooding on what to do next, Brock's mind sort of turns back to his family and where it all started, and the words that were said by Shadow Throne, which have been, no matter what his outlook was, basically like ridiculous idea that he would turn against his siblings, his blood, even if like he's taken a different name, but it's still nagging at the back of his head. So
Alright.
he'll start with his sister, Nilly, I mean, and just send a sending, say, "Hey, it's Brock. I'm famous now. I wonder how things are going for you. Maybe I could come visit."
That's a 25 words reply, right?
That's less than 25 words, yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
from
her
their
reply.
side.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
reply. She can reply. Okay, very well. The reply is something like, "You have a lot of courage calling now. You left us here in deep shit. Don't show your ugly face."
And you start out with like you're filthy rich and popular to a bunch of hobos? What the fuck? No wonder they don't like you.
So what to send to the brother? It's like,
Hey, by the way, I've got like a few million cash. Can I come and hang out? I'll buy you a new cart.
Yes,
it's
Brock,
like,
you start to get
hey
the
bro,
feeling
let me buy back your love.
you are that family member that left to find fortune and never sent a letter anymore to his family, and now you find your fortune and your family kind of like turned on you.
Oh, forgot where you came from, and now
Yeah.
where you came from doesn't want to remember you.
Alright, I should still go back and check on them, I think.
Family business.
Alright, I'll send another one to Dane.
Uh-huh.
Hey mate, how's it going? I hear you got some issues. Maybe I can help. No, I've been gone a while. But pretty tough now.
You see that the answer is something like, yes, you can help. No need to come here. Send money.
Ah, you got one of those Algerian princes, I see. Except instead of them having the money, it's you with the money.
You are like a real Nigerian prince. Like you are exactly the person that wants to give money. So, but nobody wants my money.
The question is, I don't know that I have a tuning fork to go back to my home plane.
Okay, the thing is, I think you come from the Forgotten Realms, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. So let's say a fork attuned to that would be not that difficult to find in Sigil.
Probably.
Or I could hire those spell jammers that are in the bar.
That too.
I don't think we got several months to waste on that though.
So that would cost you, what did we say, 250 gold?
250 gold, yeah. Well, I would like to procure that. And
Yes,
you said
you
we'll just
can
do that in a sort of montage.
What would a fork attuned to the Forgotten Realms look like? Something that symbolizes the Forgotten Realms.
There was a page for it.
Really?
I mean, my mind went to like a
found
shattered
some-
mass.
I found it the first time we were talking about the plane shift.
Huh.
So my mind went to like a shattered mass that's been like fixed by like various things like gold, silver, platinum, adamantium. Because the Forgotten Realms is always broke up into messy garbage.
It's Abatorial as well. There's like two different worlds, right?
So let's.
Abatorial,
Is it the prime plane?
that's a prime, yeah.
Yes. It's steel, made of steel, with a silvery color.
No, okay, the color pool is in the astral plane. Like, so basically what happens is either you have a planar fork and you just cast a spell wherever you are, or you can travel to the astral plane and try to find the color pool to jump into. Yeah. No, but I know it's made of steel, but I'm just saying, I'm supposing, my fantasy, that for each prime material plane, so for each sphere, let's say, you would have a different shape. Let's say, Tira is also a prime material plane, but that fork that you have will only bring you on Tira and not on the
Okay.
on Faerun. I'm just thinking. So there is a reason why the symbol of Tira is 9 swords together. But I'm thinking, what is something that really symbolizes the Forgotten Realms? I'm just wondering.
The draconic ampersand.
Maybe, yeah, like.
I mean, like I said, my mind went to like a mask that's kind of cracked and fixed with like various random materials. Because the
Maybe.
Forgotten Realms is always some weird political bullshit game of, oh, now
Yeah.
there's a lich over here. Oh, hey, these red robe guys are moving in.
Though there was some kind of logo, like this kind of. I
Symbol
think
of
it's something that
mistrust.
they kept for all the editions. There is always like a half moon with like 3 little dots. I don't know what that means really. But,
A half a moon on its side.
yeah.
With 3 dots on
Yeah.
both sides of it.
I don't know
Oh, like
exactly what I'm.
Saluna. Like it
Could
has
that
a
be?
cracked
Yeah,
moon.
the symbol of Salium. I can be. Yeah. Maybe.
Well, I mean the Tears of Saloon.
Oh yeah. That's like
The broken moon.
the broken. Yeah. Okay. Then that's what it is. Like that's the symbol. Like some kind of metal with the tears of Salium on it.
Mm. And the rock.
So yeah, you can write it down.
I have.
Right.
Oh, once I sort of procure this, I'm like, guys, which way are we going? You coming with me, or am I going by myself?
Whatever you think is needed, bro.
Like,
Before
I
we
need to get to
leave.
that forge.
Yeah. How did your siblings sound?
Ungrateful, but you know, they can't
What do
really
you
deal
mean
with my
ungrateful?
fame
What are they supposed to be grateful for?
because they're related to the
okay.
greatest artist in the cosmos. And I could change their lives, which are probably still quite miserable.
True. But sorry, remind me this. You were an adopted son, right?
It's
Like you don't belong to that family, right?
no. Those are my blood siblings. His parents never returned from the sea. They were sailors. So him and his 2 siblings got adopted.
Yeah.
Man, there is no fucking honor amongst orphans.
No, but the others kind of fell in with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, they did.
Oh. Well, you see, I'm also an orphan, but I'm an only son kind of orphan. So
It's like the loneliness. The loneliness.
how does that like angle work out? Like, did they follow you, or were they just always kind of assholes?
And are all heroes orphans? Is that like the tragedy of every hero? Incan, how are your parents?
Yeah. Are you a Batman or a Superman?
Yeah.
Wasn't Superman adopted?
Well, I mean, he
Oh,
lived with
true.
his adopted family since he was a baby. So I mean, technically, they are his parents.
I don't know. I don't know about
Let's see.
Except for
My
that whole
parents
alien
are still
DNA
alive somewhere.
inheritance.
I just haven't seen them in like 200 years.
All right. Okay, very
Oh,
good.
only 200.
That's good.
Only 200. That's like nothing for elves.
For an elf, that's true.
It's like 20 years.
It's hardly anything for a dwarf.
For this dwarf, at least.
Wait, I was
Right.
19 200 years ago.
So like, at what point in life do days just turn into minutes? Because is that like, are your parents at that point? Do they not remember you?
What?
Don't worry about it. Just some paranoid thinking of a damn elf. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, whatever. Elf stuff. That's your business.
I think we should go with you, even maybe undercover.
Yeah.
I think so.
So,
Alright, guys. Let's tune this fork. Get a good
you
night's
think we'll
sleep.
be coming back here?
What?
Think
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
be
don't
coming
we have
back to
to leave?
Sigil after this?
Of course we are. Zadarity.
Yeah.
All right. I'll attend to my other business later then.
So this is... I need to memorize plane shift.
Yes. Okay, so also the main thing is when you cast plane shift, you mention a place on this plane, and you will appear somewhere near or on the place.
Yeah.
possibly some place you know. So where would you like to be?
The Forge, where I got my career started.
Where you got your career? Okay, very well. All right. And everybody's going?
Yeah. it looks like
just a
it.
question. How are
Sure.
we going to get back to Sigil?
A portal will open up. Don't worry about it. I'll hunt the
sure.
portal down.
I'm sure the Bull
Yeah,
of
I
Vengeance
can just
help
run
us.
around hunting
All
portals
right.
for like a day.
So, as I understand it, you now have a place in the Outlands, which you haven't gone to check yet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
thread.
But
We should have a fork attuned to that place as well.
so you should probably have a fork attuned to the Outlands.
And from the Outland, we can go to Sigil.
And then from the Outlands, there must be a lot of portals going to Sigil.
There you go.
So I would invest indeed in one more fork to the Outlands.
All right.
Okay, fork for the Outlands is a platinum fork.
Yes. And I'm supposing that it really looks like a disc. Because you know, the Outlands are like the place where all the other planes connect.
Probably
It's
looks
like
like
the
a pie chart.
Aztec sundial, but in platinum.
Yeah, yes, correct. So yeah, it's another 250.
Should I take that as well? Or can you do it, Yinkin?
Maybe we should take. Well,
I'll take it from the treasure.
Yeah, from the treasure maybe, because
Yeah, no problem.
I don't have that.
You don't have 250? What's going on?
No, all the money is in the treasure.
Okay.
Treasury.
Okay, so 250, that means 20. Okay, you have 97 small gems worth 10 each. So I will take 25 away, right? So that's 72 left.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right.
I'll grab some disguise clothing, I guess, so I don't look so goddamn ostentatious.
Sure.
Are there, Brock? Are there any animals linked to your family?
A rat? I feel like it's a rat.
Not really.
Anything you identify as?
A dwarf and a giant,
Probably
a giant
think
dwarf.
a swine.
Nah.
A boar.
With the Brock's nose on his portrait, maybe it's some kind of swine, yeah.
I mean, aren't like pigs normally associated with like the dwarven archenemy in the orcs or something?
Riding pigs.
Hey, look, I don't know much about dwarves.
Yeah, riding boars or riding goats.
There are
Yeah,
Turn into a goat. There you
Riding
go.
goat
Riding
is a
bull.
classic. A riding goat is a classic of World of Warcraft.
There you go.
So what do you want to do, Inca? Do you want to transform into a
Yeah, just wild shape into a goat, I guess.
goat?
A giant goat.
A giant goat. All right.
Oh, that's what it was about. Okay.
I'll
What
leave
did
my
you think?
hat here in the Yawning portal.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going undercover. I can't have the ostentatious clothing.
Why
If
not?
someone uses locate object, they'll find me.
They will anyway. What? You
Oh,
turned into
fine,
two
fair enough.
giant
I'm taking the
goats?
hat. Convince me. My like, what was it? 1,000 gold hat. It's coming with me.
Alright, guys. We're well rested. Let's get this going.
All right. So yeah, clearly, before you cast the spell, you have to leave Sigil. So most probably you do this
Yeah,
from
we have
the
to leap
outlet.
off the donut.
Yes. Yeah. We're gonna get the goat past there. What is this goat doing here? And and
No, it's not a screaming goat.
yeah, you haven't checked your place in the Outlands yet. That's probably going to be for another time. No, I mean, in character. Do you wanna check your place in the Outlands first?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Just a shack.
We know Tarlin knows where it is, so.
Yeah, Tallinn knows where it is. Maybe that's the thing. Tallinn went there to settle with things, and
He's filled it with tentacles. God damn it.
so if I remember correctly, the only thing you asked was to get a place in the Outlands, right?
Oh boy.
A fortress or
fortress in the
something.
A fortress in the Outlands. Yeah, absolutely.
A safe fortress in the Outlands.
I don't remember the word safe, but for sure it was a fortress. Okay, very well. So now, as you know,
At least safe from Shadowtron, I think.
yeah. So as you know, the Outlands is this place where all the other planes of outer planes converge. And in the Outlands, there are I want to say 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mhm.
No, 16, 18? Gates to the other, gate towns to the other planes of existence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 8. They are 16. Okay, very well. So, starting from Trade Gate, which would be number 1, and then going clockwise, I would like one of you to roll me 1d16 to see next to which portal town is your.
Oh shit.
Oh.
15.
Oof.
So I started from Trade Gate, I said, right? So 15 means.
Didn't
Okay,
we say
right.
which region it should be in?
So it is actually next to. Somebody write this down, please. It is next to the portal town of Fortitude. You actually very well. Yeah.
And man,
way
we're not
worse.
next to hell or whatever the other hellish place was. Now I can't just go hunting for demons in my off time. Oh,
But
damn
you can cross the Outlands.
I guess I could.
Okay, Fortitude is actually the gate town that goes to Arcadia. Arcadia being that plane that is in between the unflinching law of Mechanus and the law tempered by good of heaven. So if I should give an alignment to Arcadia, it would be lawful neutral with good tendencies, so to say. In fact, Arcadia is a plane where strict law enforces a sterile beauty in a way. So it's not heaven, but it's like things like, when they have to do where in Mechanus there wouldn't be woods and forests because or they would be made of some kind of metal and stuff like that. In Arcadia you would have woods, but all the trees must be planted exactly at the same distance from each other. It's a very lawful place, but not as logical and mechanized as Mechanus is, as Nirvana is. And so I would say that your fortress is not too far from Fortitude. In fact, I would say it's in the city of Fortitude itself.
A fortress in Fortitude.
A fortress in Fortitude, yes. No, if
Fort
only I could
Fortitude.
find the map of Fortitude.
We're so close to the Fortress of Solitude.
Uh,
We're like right there, but we didn't quite get the S.
I even found oh yeah, that's a beauty of this town. I remember this now. Okay, very well. So I'm going to link you a thing here, which is an
Don't link me
extremely
your
long
thing.
link. Okay. Basically, Fortitude is this town where, in the middle of the town, there is this globe of light that bisects the town and makes it so that half of the town is day and the other half is night.
Does it move?
It rotates, let's say.
Okay.
Okay. And as you can see from the map, it is indeed a place. I would say it would remind me a bit of like Vienna in a way. Like it is artistic in a way, but also very very orderly. The buildings are very square, though they do have some art to them, stuff like that. So you will have a palace basically in Fortitude. Maybe when you will want to investigate the city a bit more, I will tell you also more details about the place. Maybe after I also get the book and read about it. But for the moment, just know your place is in Fortitude, and that's where you. So for sure, in Fortitude, you can find gates that go to Sigil. So the idea would be from Sigil you get to Fortitude. From Fortitude you can plane shift to whatever you want, and then the other way around. All right?
Yes.
I like to imagine our palace has two doors. One of them is a portal to Sigil, the other one is the actual door. People get it mistaken all the time, so they just keep ending up in Sigil somewhere.
Well, luckily, most of the times portals work in this way that they are indeed just normal doors, but if you cross them with the right key, they become portals. So in fact, you could have just like your entry door is in fact a portal to Sigil, but it only activates when you walk through it with the right item, let's say.
Fair enough.
That seems inconvenient.
Yeah, that seems inconvenient. Shit, I had it on me.
Yeah, we'll just like make like a false brick or something. We just slide
Yeah.
the key into and we don't want to leave.
Something like that, yeah. Okay, but you are there in your palace in Fortitude, and then you cast the plane shift spell, which only takes an action. Wow, that's also good for a quick escape, I would say.
Yeah, Zirak used it, that bitch.
Yeah, that's true. And you plane shift. So Brock thinks about the forge where he first learned the art of forging, let's say. And this would bring you to one of the dwarven halls of the north. Let me think about some nice dwarven city in the Forgotten Realms, unless you know one.
Mirabar.
Mirabar, yes, why not? Very well. So basically, since you know the place so intimately, you will plane shift at the doors of the forge.
Oh, the forge itself. Nice.
Yes.
Ooh, something's happening. Well, that is a big map.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And you shall be.
So we're shifting in with a goat, and I guess my disguise, I'm gonna look like a ostentatious trader. It's the only thing I can think of with my 1,000 gold hat. I'll be Archibald. Buying time for the GM. You see.
Thank you, my friend.
Yes, I am
Okay.
disguised as Archibald, the Grand Trader. I've left all my stuff behind.
When I give the gold.
Why are your
to
hit points not
Inca.
full, Archibald? Is it
Okay,
part
very
of
well.
your character?
What's that? What are
Alright.
hit points? I'm quite healthy, thank you.
So are you riding the giant goat, or
Yes.
If they would like to, I will allow it.
both of you are riding the giant goat?
Rock, are you riding the giant goat, or shall I lounge upon it?
I'll
I'm
ride
quite
it.
tired.
But no funny
That would-
business back there.
Oh, Archibald is an upstanding citizen.
Yes, well,
Yeah, that's
He
what
only
we're
likes
afraid of.
maidens. Not the
Yes.
fairest of beauties.
it sounds like he
Alright.
only loves maidens.
So
Hey.
when you appear in front of the great doors of the forge, you find yourself. So the forge, it's also the temple of Moradin here in Mirabar, and this is where, in fact, Brock, this is not only where you learn to forge, but this is where you became a cleric of Moradin. when you were a young dwarf. And actually, you stayed a cleric of Moradin for a long time before you realized that
Moradin's just a
divinity
dude.
was something that was coming from inside of you and not from the outside, from the idea of forging and not from a god. Now that you think about it, sorry, you also never formally, how can I say, resigned from your...
It's like a Catholic. The Pope didn't excommunicate me, so I'm still a Catholic.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, that may also be something to tackle in a certain way. And a couple of dwarven guards are standing in front of the temple. You recognize them as like a paladins, Moradin. And well, you just kind of appeared, probably not in front of them, but some way along the bridge here. And so then you approach riding your giant goat with Alexander behind you. Where are they riding? Kevin, or are they?
Yeah, but
We're riding
their
Kevin.
giant goat.
Huh?
Yeah,
Riding their giant goat.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what the soldiers think. That they do not know that there is a friendship relationship between the goat and the riders.
As we're approaching
Yes.
Archibald, we'll call out, "Oh, there's my friendly paladins that I've heard so much about from my friend Brock. How are ye?"
See that the paladins look at you. We're quite fine, sir, but we do not recognize you. You seem to know us.
Ah, yes, I am here with my friend Brock. He's told me much about this grand temple. Is it open?
The Temple of Moradin is always open to those that follow the teachings of the Forge Master.
Ah, wonderful.
Well, the Forge Master has returned. Well, one of them.
All right, let me see if they know of you. All right, Brock. Do you mention your name and your family name?
I am Brock Adamantite, formerly Bilderbrock.
You see that they kind of look at each other and they go like, we have heard that name before. And especially, we have heard that family name before.
It's probably my siblings. I think they went down the wrong path.
I'm afraid they did, Master Dwarf. Are you here for them?
I'm here for the Forge to create a great work.
I see. Well, with the blessing of Moradin, surely you can achieve this.
The blessing, the power of the Forge that indeed thrives through Moradin.
Very well
And
then.
me.
You may leave your mount here outside. And,
Oh, we can't leave him. He gets shy and scared when he's alone.
Don't worry, it's just elves.
I am not, you see, with Paladins, look, I'm not going to allow a goat inside the temple of
Oh,
the
no.
Master.
The goat is our good friend Yinkin. You shouldn't worry about the goat.
Yes, I can turn him into a human if you prefer.
What?
For I am the grand traveler and enchanter, Archibald.
Brock hops down off the goat.
Yeah.
Alexander does as well.
They look at you, Archibald, and they go like, maybe you should also wait outside, Great Wizard.
Oh,
You
but
do
hold
not
on.
seem like one that shows the proper respect for the dwarven gods.
Oh, I've heard Morden is the greatest of the Forge Masters. I've always wanted to look upon his beauty. Save for my friend Brock here, of course. No disrespect, my good friend. But watch my talents.
Oh, God.
Did you
I will
just
now-
say that Moradin is the greatest blacksmith, save for your friend Brock?
My friend Brock here is very scary, you see. He is the muscle of the group. So I wish not to disrespect him, you see. He might steal my pants in the afternoon.
What are you saying? I have no interest in stealing your pants or getting into a cockfight with Moradin. I just want to go in and use the fort.
Should I stay outside then? I can go find your siblings if you prefer.
Well, you can go and watch if you want, but it all depends on the paladins here because they're kind of in charge, and I'd really like to get on their good side. Maybe I can make a small donation to the temple for old time's sake. Here's 1,000 gold.
All right.
Oh, 1,000.
Yeah, when they see the 1,000 gold, they go like, clearly donations to the temple are welcome, but I hope you do not mean to buy our favor with this.
No, of course not. This is for the good that it could go towards, new materials for the forge.
Very
Let's
well.
just see it as a contribution, because no matter what one's philosophy in regards to the original of the religion of Moradin, the dwarf father, if you will, still respect him as a great grandfather and whatnot. This is about the forge and its continuance and being used as a great place to forge a weapon, nay, dare I say, perhaps an artifact.
Very well then. Then I shall escort you to the high priest so that you may bring your offer, while I suppose your friend and the goat can stay outside.
Sorry guys, I tried to vouch for you, but you kind of ruined it. That'll happen when you've got elves.
Worries. I'm a big fan of temples and I respect their authority.
Just
Shall I
don't
go
go
seek
get
out your
into too
siblings?
much trouble.
Of course, I never get into trouble.
Ouch.
Shall I go find your siblings? Maybe I can bring them here for a reunion upon this great day.
Maybe you can go and figure out what they've done wrong this time and what kind of shit they're in.
Oh, wonderful. I can do such a thing. Come on, goat.
Bye, Yinkin.
I just lift up one leg, and then I follow.
Blah. Right, Brock. So they do escort you inside, and yes, of course, you see that the symbol of Moradin is prominent here. Here at the center, there is a gigantic statue of Moradin, but at the side there are statues of several different dwarven gods and goddesses, like here is Baron or True Silver. I don't remember the names of the other dwarven gods. And, I think this guy is Clangeddin Silverbird because I see double axes. And this must be Dumatoin, the secret under the mountain. But this dwarven goddess with a flaming... what's that? A needle?
It looks like a
Yes.
needle, yeah.
Yeah? This I don't remember. Okay, so the paladins escort you, like, next to this anvil. And they say, you can have a few moments of prayer with Moradin while we go and inform the high priestess that you are here.
Brock sort of nods. And then
Right.
he looks up at the statue and it's just like, Floyd, I bet that pisses you off, eh?
So I'm supposing you are not praying to Moradin in these few minutes.
Not a whole. No, not. I'm
Alright.
talking to Moradin, but I'm not praying to him.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, very well. Actually, maybe a few memories of your past start to flow in. Like, when once you really, but I don't know if you really believed in Moradin, but you prayed to him to grant you, the ability to forge, and then you realized, actually, I don't need the help of Moradin to forge. All I need was inside of me all the time, and that also demonstrated by the fact that you can still use your magical powers, because the magical powers come from the faith that you have in yourself and the devotion that you have to the act of forging itself, so to say. And indeed, after those few minutes, a dwarven woman comes in. She's dressed with robes of a high priestess. And she looks at you, and already from a distance, you can see a scowl of disappointment in her face as she approaches you. And she starts climbing up the stairs, and she goes like, I am High Priestess Kagrilda Ice Grip.
Hey, that's a better name than mine.
I am in charge of this temple. And you, I remember you, Brock Adamantite. You were a promising student.
I was once upon a time, back when I was young, a little bit more naive, not knowing the ways of the cosmos.
And what have you learned since you left?
But some secrets you're not yet ready for. You've yet to walk the plains and meet former gods.
I am not ready for them.
Well, I mean, are you level 20?
Oh, you're more of a twit than I am right now.
I can see that the long years that you have been gone indeed have made you stronger, more powerful, certainly. Maybe wiser in some way, but they have definitely not taught you humility. I can see that. So I wonder, why have you returned, Brock Adamantite?
Oh, here comes the humility, because the thing of it is, yeah, I kind of need to use that forge right there to create my masterwork.
Okay, so this is an anvil. It's not a forge.
Right, yeah.
It's just like some sort of altar. In the shape
Oh,
of an
okay,
anvil.
so it's not an actual forge.
It's not the actual forge. No, the actual forge is somewhere else. Huh? But okay, you know that there is also
Yeah,
a
then
forge.
speaking of the
it's just
forge.
not at this level. It's probably deeper into the ground. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean no disrespect, madam, and nothing against Moradin. I mean, he's always going to be the granddaddy of the dwarves. But I'm here to create a masterwork, and you know what? I guess I could dedicate it to part of my past.
I see. She seems to be, for a moment, the loss for words, but she says, you have great courage, Brock Adamantite, to present yourself here, clearly faithless at this point.
I'm not faithless in the least. What are you talking about? I believe in the forge.
Moradin is the forge, dwarf.
Moradin is one of the greatest artisans in the cosmos.
The greatest artisans in the cosmos, she says.
No.
Well, it's true. He hasn't had a chance to test his metal yet, but I already done in Hephaestus.
She looks at you like her eyes go wide. She goes like, you would dare compare yourself to Moradin? You see that, the paladin that was there is trembling, like, what's going on here?
Did I say that?
Is that what you want to say?
That's not what I said.
Then what are you saying, Brock?
That I want to borrow the forge.
Only the greatest masters and devout followers of Moradin
Of the forge.
and the honor.
He said Moradin is the forge, right?
You see that the paladins, they're kind of like their surprise is starting to become aggression at this point. And it's like, I cannot believe that the day would come where I would stand in the sacred temple of Moradin and hear this blasphemy, and she kind of like bangs her staff on the ground. Blasphemy uttered from one who once was a priest of the Forge Master. Have you no shame?
Clearly I don't.
Clearly you do not, Brock Adamantite. Leave this place before I unleash the wrath of the servants of Moradin on you.
I mean, no disrespect to Moradin, I'm just speaking truth, mate. Like,
You have disrespected him and me and all of us enough.
we'll let him speak for that then.
You have no authority to speak with gods.
I've already done so, just not Moradin. I've met tons of gods.
Roll me a persuasion test with disadvantage, bro.
Oh dear, it seems you have been the one to cause the trouble. Maybe Archibald should have gone in.
17.
Oh,
Right. You see that she does not unleash the power of the temple on you, but you see that more of the paladins and a few servants, a few acolytes and blacksmiths are kind of like coming to see what's going on. Also because imagine this like this gigantic vault. So actually when somebody starts to raise his or her voice, it kind of echoes everywhere. And she was like...
Especially if they're using thaumaturgy.
Sure. and so like she holds from like getting you arrested, but she goes like, clearly you and me speak on two completely different levels of understanding. Somehow probably she's accepting the fact that, you know, since you mentioned gods and planar travel and talking with gods, that's stuff that she can't really comprehend. But you are showing the utmost disrespect for what we here believe in, for what you once believed in, and for what your
There's nothing wrong with what you believe.
even though cursed family believes in.
What do you mean cursed
So-
family?
You do not know what's going on with your brother and sister?
There's a reason why I took Adamantite as my name and clan, because, you know, I
To
realized...
forget your siblings?
No!
No.
Because it was about making a name, a new legacy, a new clan. Well, it
Altogether.
was. Until I became
Well,
immortal, and then... Don't
Then
mention
I guess this is one more point where you have forgotten what being a dwarf means. Whatever befalls your family, it is still your family. Maybe changing your name only has ushered this curse that is upon them.
What have they done?
I suggest you go and speak with the constable about that. I believe your affairs here at the Temple of Moradin are concluded.
Alright.
Broken Monk.
How much to use the forge?
You will not use the forge until the day I am alive.
Until the
She
day you're
screams.
alive? You mean the day you die?
Is this a threat now?
No, I'm confused by your statement. Like you're saying, as long as you live, I can't use the forge.
You can't. That's correct.
Well, that's not very nice. I think you're rather
No.
closed-minded, and you really should be engaging people in their philosophies on a higher level than you're currently doing, instead of preaching from your uneducated position.
dear.
You see that at this point the paladins are like, some of them are unsheathing swords, some of them are taking mauls, some of them are cocking crossbows. She looks at you, seething with rage. Leave this temple before I do something that I will not regret.
You know what? I don't want to kill any of you. After all, you're wanting to work forges and shit. I love that stuff. I believe in the forge. The forge is what it's about, and that's the point you've missed. And he's going to walk out.
All right, she's still there, seething with rage, and the paladins look at you leaving. And but she does not have any further retorts, so to say. You small nerd to write it out. Yeah. Laser beam stuff.
So, are the guys still out here, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Were you still there, or were you waiting while this was happening?
I think we were on our way to see his family.
Yeah, the thing is, you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, the plan was we were to travel the town, selling our services as the greatest travelers and merchants around, to find his grand family. And as Archibald, the greatest traveler, detective, and merchant, I have many titles, we will find them. Dead or alive, preferably alive, and not in a dungeon.
All right.
I fucking hate this voice, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
I'm loving it. Please do continue.
My next character, everybody. Archibald.
Archibald.
It's not that hard, I can't imagine, to find the echoing voice in these halls of Archibald.
Yes, no, probably not. Like, yeah. Also, because how were you going around trying to find the family?
They
Is
just
that the
looking
Archibald?
behind some arches.
Well, you see, our plan, or at least my plan, as the speaking part of this duo, this dynamic duo, of Archibald and his great goatliness, we were to just ask around, throw the name about, see
All right.
how many people hate us, and go from there.
Okay, very well.
See, I don't have a high charisma.
Yeah, exactly. So you can make me
An investigation check?
an investigation check to see if you find any information related to this guy. Who are you asking for?
I am asking for Dane, and however it is you pronounce that last bit. The dwarf of, the brother of Brock.
Bilderbrook.
Right. Very well.
Build a bot.
Okay. So roll me an investigation test.
All right. Can I have assistance from the goat?
No.
Ah, shame. It would be a 30.
Okay, well, that's not bad. All right, so in fact, even though the dwarves do not seem to be particularly keen in talking to you, your investigation ability is astonishing. So you do start to find some information, and you know that, in fact, this Dane and Millie are kind of like the masters. That's not bad. What?
That's what you said
That's
to
not
a
bad.
30 in investigation.
Yeah. No, I said astonishing, man. So you actually find out that Dane and Millie, they are the ringleaders of the local thieves guild.
Oh.
They are actually infamous criminals in this city, in Miramar.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I know how I'm going to get to them then.
And no, but the thing is, they are so since they are the leaders of the thieves guild, it isn't even that difficult to find them. In the way that they aren't wanted criminals in a way. You know, they are kingpin of crime, which means that the authorities know where to find them. They know where they hide, where they make their lair. It's just that they don't go there and arrest them because officially they don't have proof to incriminate them, so to say. But everybody knows here in Miramar that they are using some sort of old prison that is not anymore used as a prison, as their lair.
Ah,
And to be in the seediest parts of Miramar, like the lower level. So Miramar is this dwarven town which is completely excavated, of course, inside the mountain as usual, and
As you do.
as you do. And so in the lower parts of the city, it's where this place called Grimgate is placed.
Oh, my great goat leader Yinkin. I know where we must go. We must go to this prison and seek an audience, parley with these people.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm far too fancy looking to rob.
Right.
And you're a goat,
Sure.
so
And
I'm sure Brock will catch up.
just as Brock is like, there you
yeah,
guys
that's
are.
the thing. So you want to catch up,
Yeah.
Brock? Okay, wait a minute. So at one point, let's say, you can acquire the information, well, not as fast as Alexander with his astonishing 30.
I imagine he's not even asking after his siblings. He's just asking after the twit in a really fancy hat.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it is also like this, Brock, as you ask questions around those few people that recognize you as the brother of Nelly and Dane, you see that they look at you with, some shame, so to say.
Well, that's their shame then, not mine.
And indeed, it then comes the time where eventually you can get a meeting with Nelly and Dane. Alexander, is it the idea that you want to see them before Brock gets there, or?
I would like to imagine that I start speaking to the gate guards or whatever it is they have as he arrives.
As he arrives. Okay.
Spinning this impressive web of trinkets and baubles that might interest them in their grand thievingness.
All right. Okay then. Then make me a persuasion check.
Ah, yes. I am the most persuasive man. With my grand total of 1. A 3!
All right, very well. So basically, what happens is, Brock, you arrive on the scene as these people are. There's some guy with a man catcher, like this pole with this kind of claw-like thing, that is about to use it on Alexander, and a guy clearly dressed as a butcher is stealthily approaching the goat, and they don't have a message. What do you say?
Do I notice him?
You have 26 of passive perception. I mean, you noticed him when he had the idea of approaching.
Oh, wonderful.
When he was thinking about doing that, you saw him. Okay.
Okay. I dropped the wild shape.
And then,
Ta-da!
and so you can witness that moment of disappointment where he realized that you are not a goat, but you are an elf. At the same time, you see that for a moment he considers, like, I mean, why not? But then, yeah, he's not that bad a person.
I like to imagine this guy's about to use this man catcher pull on me. I'm like, hold on, I can prove my claims of power and friendship and trinkets. Watch this. And I do like some magical. I effectively just cast haste on the goat.
Right. Of the goat.
And then he drops the wild shape. He's like, ta! I have turned this goat into an elf.
So,
Oh my gosh, why am I talking so fast?
is it still a goat?
Not anymore.
Or like,
It's,
can we eat it?
if you want to be a cannibal, I mean, sure, but I prefer you not touch my goat.
Archibald.
How would that be?
Cut it
All right.
out.
So while this scene is going on, Brock, you arrive on the scene,
Yep.
sitting with I don't know. Are you angry because of what happened in the temple, or are you just like disappointed?
I'm
Clearly, you have a
indifferent,
negative.
and so have I learnt this information about my siblings yet, or not?
Yes, you know that they are the head of the local guild,
All right.
Thieves Guild. Yes.
Hey guys.
Why if
Yeah.
it isn't Brock?
Yeah, change of plans. See, the twat that's in charge these days really doesn't like my philosophy, and that's her problem. But she's borrowing me from the forge, so maybe we need to. Maybe we could employ the services of my good siblings and see if we can't lift the fortunes of everyone concerned.
Well, you see, I had the wonderful idea. What if you were not a dwarf, but a halfling?
No.
Yeah, that would change things.
They wouldn't be borrowing a halfling. They would be borrowing Brock, the dwarf.
Look, money talks, and they're running the Thieves Guild. They'll see me.
Fair enough. Now, my good friend, will you get that pole out of my face and allow me to see these illustrious fellows?
You, Dane, and Nilly are my siblings. Tell them I've got a wad of cash for them.
You see that?
And a proposition. A
You
business
said an
proposition.
old dwarf kind of steps forward, and he looks at you and says, "I remember you, Brock."
That's right.
And you see that he is one of. Okay, so in a dwarven household, there would be like not exactly servants, but people that are of a lesser social caste, as let's say the blacksmiths and things like that. So he was what was called a charcoal burner, somebody that was not even his job wasn't even to burn the charcoal in the forge, but just to bring it, which was kind of a low role in dwarven society.
He's the forge feeder.
Something like that. And but now you see clearly he's gotten older and he has also lost an eye, and there is a savageness to his appearance.
Oh, jeez, what happened to you?
What do you say?
Jeez, what happened to you, mate?
What happened to me? I went further in life. You thought I would stay a charcoal bringer for so long?
No, mate, you could have been whatever you wanted to be.
Yeah, well, Jane and Millie gave me a goal.
That's awesome.
Seems you've lost an eye.
Who is this fool you travel with, Brock? And he points at Archibald.
Beware the trickster.
Yeah, you should tell him to shut his trap, because the place where he's going now, people ain't so funny as me.
Ah, well, you see, I am a jester, a detective, and a grand merchant. I will also have you know I can murder you all.
Yeah,
But I
it's
won't.
true.
Is that so? And you see that, a few of them there start to put hands at their knives and daggers.
I
will
look
tell
at
you what.
Alexander and I just smile.
You know what?
I'll tell you what, my dear friends. You stop thinking those ideas, and I might lose a pouch of 100 gold. Because I don't wish to bloody my arrows. They are very
Well,
expensive.
you talk a lot, but I ain't seen the gold yet.
You do know my hat's worth 1,000 gold, and I'll just drop 100 gold at their feet.
Okay, so the dwarf picks it up. His name is, you remember Brock, his name is Thargud. Tardek.
Oh, that's
Tardek.
I'm gonna call him Dottie.
Goldhood. Yeah, remember.
Yeah. So he takes the money and he was like, well, that's a good start. So then he turns again to Brock. You here to see the family?
That's right. And I may have a business proposition for them.
Oh, well, that's always good. Very well done. Then again, even though you are family, I must still kindly ask you, he says, to leave the weapons with the guy at the door here.
Nah.
Oh. No.
You've worked a forge and moved up a bit in life, and I'm gonna get out Whelm and Titan Lust and say, look at the quality of these bastards.
Right. Make me an intimidation check with advantage.
Alright.
I will also pull out Leviathan.
God damn it. Luck point.
Sure.
Oh, why do I bother when I've got 1 in intimidation?
Yeah, you never know.
13.
Okay. 13. Right. Because, like, listen, do you intend to use those weapons inside here?
No, not unless we get attacked.
Then just leave them here. Why are you going to get attacked? Aren't you the all-powerful Brock?
Yeah, but these
Adamantine?
weapons are worth millions of gold, and I'm not going to leave them with a bunch of thieves. No offense.
Yeah, then leave them with your friend here and he can stay outside. You're not going inside with those weapons.
Tell you what, Brock. You leave all this equipment with me, and I promise you they won't be taken.
Ah,
Right.
yes, that
We'll
sounds
stay out
good.
here. And I'll wink to Brock.
Alright,
Oh,
fair enough. I'll leave them with you.
Yeah. Do tell Nellie it's been a long time and I miss her.
What? You know my sister?
Of course, I'm Archibald. I've been around here dozens of times.
How well do you know my sister?
I'll just give another wink just to go along with the play. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore.
Yeah, it's like, you know. Also, Tardek is like looking at you like, I ain't never seen you here.
Well, that's because you're missing an eye.
That's a
Your
low
sight
blow.
is in 2020.
He'll just shove the 2 weapons towards you, and he's like, anyway.
Ah, you're heavier than I remember.
Alright. Yinken, what are you doing? Staying or going with Brock?
I am going with Brock.
Alright, so do you also leave all your weapons here?
He's a druid. Just leave the staff with
Yeah, just...
Alexander.
Would you take the staff of an old man?
You are an elf, and you seem pretty young to me.
He's 695. I think.
So you're also staying out? Is that what you're saying?
Up to you.
Brock, do you need help there?
Unclear, but let's just say if I do, I'll send for it.
Okay.
Ah, you have something in your eye, sir.
I like you. I want that to be clear.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Brock, then it seems that you will be alone in this. So, they bring
I
you
will-
in... Yes.
So I will go around the corner, wild shape into a tiny spider, and then go in.
All right. So you do that. And they escort Brock inside this prison. Brock, you go through several levels of this compound. There is dwarves, but also humans. And at one point you see maybe half orcs. Clearly it's a place where all the reject of dwarven society live. Although you also see a lot of people. Like, clearly they have taken a wrong turn in their lives, but it seems that the guild is quite strong, in which there is a lot of manpower, so to say. And then eventually they bring you into this hall. What is it? There.
So, while this is happening, is it reasonable to say we brought the bag of holding, which has all of our gear?
Sure.
I will put all the weapons in the bag of holding, and I will excuse myself to the latrine. And I'll etherealness my way into the building and sneak around.
Right. But how long can you ethereal? Like 6 seconds?
1 round.
Okay. Yeah.
I just need to go to the latrine real quick. I'll be
Okay,
back
just
in a
roll.
minute.
Yeah, just roll me a stealth check.
Oh, wonderful.
Here we go.
Oh,
Alright. Okay, I would say you would have advantage because you used etherealness in the first moment. Okay, so fine, you're also there eventually. And so you're ushered into this place where there isn't dwarves anymore, but there are some kind of weird goblin-like creatures with blue skin. Making some kind of court of monsters in this room. There are several cells. You see that these cells on the sides, some of them actually contain dwarves of humans or elves in other cases, or half-orcs, as prisoners. And also here, you see that below you, in some of these cells on the ground, there are also some prisoners. All of them, they look like they've been abused. They haven't been fed in some time. Maybe they've been beaten up. And when you arrive, all these creatures here, they start chatter in some kind of weird language. I don't know if any of you speaks Abyssal. Well, you probably heard it before from some demons, but
I did.
you
could
say something?
kick off at
Incan?
tongues, but
Okay. And so you kind of step forward and you see on some kind of like bone and wood and metal misshapen thrones sit two dwarves, a man and a woman. And when you step forward, you see that the woman says, "Look who we have here. Our brother, Brock, returned from where?"
Sigil via Hades, Mount Olympus, about 7 other different planes. Yeah. I've been on an adventure of self-discovery.
What have you discovered, brother?
I'm on my way to godhood. Also,
I see.
Moradin's really just a dude. A really, really powerful dude.
All right, Brock. Martin's a dude. Is that what you came here for?
No, it's not. I came here to check on you guys, give you some of my treasures, and to maybe suggest, I don't know, getting into the forge.
You need a forge?
Yep. I need to get into the forge where it all started, but I have kind of pissed off the clergy by kind of insinuating that Moradin isn't the greatest smith in the cosmos, because that's me.
So you see that at this point your brother is kind of like touching his eyes, like, I'm not following all of this. You're just telling me that you went through the plains and you are on your way to godhood, and now you need a forge. You come to us for forge. Can't you buy a bloody forge?
No, it needs to be this one, so I can merge 2 legendary items into an artifact that will help me destroy a god.
So for how long do you need this forge?
The speed of plot.
Well, you think, it's probably going to be days.
Yep.
So what's the plan? We have to... What are you asking us, Brock?
Well, I need to know more about your situation before I can see what your resources are. But word has it, you guys are running the Thieves Guild and you're doing a pretty good job of it.
As good as it can get, We didn't have anybody really guiding us in our youth. Like, our big brother kind of like abandoned us or something.
Dude,
and now he's here.
You guys
asking
went off and
favors.
made trouble way, way before. Don't put this on me. Huh?
You see that when you start this discussion, Dane goes like, "I'm not going to put this on you because this is the past. You are the past, Brock. So I'm going to treat you exactly as any other client."
Great. So, gold.
Exactly.
Yes.
So how much gold are we talking about here?
Well, it depends. If you can help me occupy the forge for, say, a week, 50,000 gold.
50,000 gold. He said, his eyes go wide, but Nelly looks at him and is like, occupy the forge. That is not only like the Temple of Moradin, it's like the center of power here in Mirabar. Everybody with a weapon and with an armor is there.
Oh, I so want to appear right now and just.
What do you want us to do? To start a civil war in Mirabar so that you can use a forge?
Well, no, you just got to...
Does it have to be that forge? Can't we give you another forge?
No, it has to be that one. I just need to get in, stay there a couple of days. This can be accomplished in different ways. I'm sure you've got connections.
50,000, you said?
That's what I said.
Do you have that amount of money?
I'll give you 25 right now.
25? Is anybody here with True Sight?
I haven't got it activated.
No? Okay, very well. So you see that for a moment, Dane is kind of like, it seems like he moves his head to one side as if he's listening to something. And he goes like, 50,000 is a lot of money. I think he'll have to speak. We'll have to have this discussion in private. And he looks at these creatures they are there. Give us the room. And they start to mutter in abyssal, and slowly but surely they start to leave the room. And then Dane tells you, Brock, I mean, I don't care about you anymore, but I feel like I should tell you this. Are you sure you can deliver? Because I need to involve someone here, and once I involve that someone, you better come true.
He's going to look back at Yinkin and say, "Oi, can you go pick up our friend?"
I'm a spider.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's a spider.
Well, what about... I'll just call out. You there, Alex?
Can I just drop from the ceiling like a goddamn vampire?
You do.
I want to drop like rather close to them, like an alarmingly close, if that's possible.
Yeah, put yourself somewhere.
Would like here be acceptable?
Sure. So
Alexander
they like
dropped from the ceiling.
What? They kind of take their weapons out. What is this?
Brock's like,
Why, hello!
calm down. Oh, God, he's still doing this. Mate,
Oh, would you like me to stop being Archibald?
that just for this conversation, that'd be good.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. That voice was really fucking stupid.
It was. Now,
You see that Dane and Nelly are looking at each other. What is going on here?
can you dig out 25 grand from the... just get 2,500 platinum.
2,500 platinum? You sure you don't want the gems?
What would you prefer? Gems or platinum?
You see that you hear a voice coming from behind them. And he was like, I would prefer gems. And then something comes out of an invisibility spell. And you see this floating globe of flesh with a big central eye and 10 tentacles with eyes on top. And you see that when he appears, then Dane and Nelly, they immediately go on their knees. More than on their knees, they just like prostrate themselves. And he goes like, stand up, shield, stand up. Yes, I would prefer gems. Let's see them.
My, aren't you... Oh, sorry, I almost slipped back into the voice there. I've been doing it for a while now. My, aren't you a, beautiful creature? As he's saying that, as he's digging through this bag of holding, like, no, that's a sword.
Wait, you guys are subservient to a beholder?
Brock, shut up. He's the boss here.
Well, can you get it done?
Have I seen the gems yet?
He's pulling them out one by one and actually stacking them into a nice little pyramid.
Was that 25,000?
I think we've got single gems worth that much, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking.
If we have a single gem worth that, then I'll just kind of pull that out and kind of like roll it in my hand like a dice.
Okay, you have either 3 gem. Okay, there's 3 gems worth. No, 1 gem worth 10,000, 1 worth 50,000, and then the gem of 100,000.
Yeah, but the gem of 100,000 we need to save. So
Yeah.
So, I was
So
like,
you have the 50,000 emerald, but you cannot break it into.
we can show that for now. And it's like, well, we can't really break this in two, but this would be the 50. So maybe the platinum will have to suffice for now.
You see that Dane looks at that gem and that thing is worth 50,000.
Of course.
And you see that you feel a little pull on your hand, like some sort of telekinetic power is trying to lift it.
Just let it go for now.
Yeah, I'll let it go.
Okay, so you see that the emerald floats very near to the beholder, and he goes like, "Impressive! I know this gem. This was part of the famed treasure of Acererak."
Oh
Yeah, he's dead.
Lich. No, he
He's dead. We
isn't.
murdered him.
No, he's not.
Do I look like the type of guy to bullshit you?
Yes.
And then I'll pull out Leviathan from the bag and kind of put it on my back.
Yeah, the thing is, he's right, Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, objectively, in this
Like,
world.
Yeah, when you killed him in the future.
I mean, I'm still not lying.
All right. So it's a very dangerous gem. I like this. And he floats it back to you. And he was like, yes, I think it's possible.
All right.
It will require some preparation, of course.
What kind of preparations are we talking about?
Infiltrate some of our people in between the guards of the temple. Create some diversion. Make it so that probably collapse a few tunnels so that once you are inside the forge, nobody can come to you. We will have to assassinate a couple of important people, of course. But yeah, for that kind of money, I think it's possible, yes.
Can we do it without the assassination? Can you just like put him into a coma for a while?
You see that the beholder laughs and he goes like, what is this? What are you? Law-abiding citizens or something?
Well, we didn't get to the place we are with multiple thousands of dollars stepping on little folk. We're actually quite nice people. Well, sometimes.
Some heads will have to roll. This isn't just breaking and entering into the house of some noble. This is the Forge of Moradin. And you want to be there for what? A week?
Yep.
Fair enough.
But
Fair
yes,
enough. Fine.
we can arrange that.
Alexei
Yeah?
is worried about a mind control of siblings
I just shrug.
Foresight, yeah, sure. I mean, don't you have it every day, actually? I mean, should we agree on that, or do you only cast it when it's necessary?
I think it's best. Well,
Okay,
I
so
don't-
no. Okay, no, that's fine. So you
either is
cast-
fine by me.
No, you have to decide. It's your spell. How long it takes to cast it?
A minute.
A minute. Okay, very well. Well, then I mean, they would notice that you are like casting a semi-ritual thing. I don't know.
It's a spider.
You're a spider, right? How does it work? You
Uh,
don't use the components, or what does it say? You can ignore the verbal and somatic components. Okay, that's fine. So you are not pronouncing it. So you're just okay. Then I would say a minute has passed if you want. So you have foresight. All right. So yeah, the builder says, "Tell my children where you are staying, and we will contact you when the job is about to start. But we still require some down payment."
I'll pull out the platinum at this point. In like the fistfuls, like, that's
Platinum, you say, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
There. I don't see any platinum here, guys.
We don't wear platinum? I've got
No.
platinum. Oh, well then gold. Sorry, I thought we had.
It's all. Okay, but you know what? You have 6 feet worth 5,000 each, so you can give him 5 of those,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
25, right?
Yeah.
We'll give him Azirax teeth.
He says, what?
Yeah, just take Azirax teeth.
Okay.
Like,
All right,
I
so
wasn't
you give
lying, but
5 of
time might
this.
have been fucky.
Yes, and he goes like, actually, if you want, you can stay here. Like they can give you some lodgings in the prison.
I'll stay
If
on
that's
the
what
roof.
you want. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I think I know you guys are really disinterested in me at the moment, but
but actually, if you accept to stay here, one of the things that they will say is not so different from us, are you, brother?
well, I'm on a path and I've done things you wouldn't believe. Perhaps we can talk about it, catch up on what's happened in our respective lives.
Perhaps we can.
I can arrange a party. I'm really good at it. I've drank with Bacchus. I know a few things.
Right. Whoever
Just,
that may be.
Point me to a place I can put a door.
So you see that having received the gems, the beholder, you see that he turns invisible again. You will hear from me again. And then he disappears. To which, all the other people, they kind of like start to come in again. So yeah, in those 25,000 you already gave them, if you want, it will be include also some lodgings here in the prison.
Well, what my thinking is to actually
Yes.
find a place there where I can cast my Temple of the Gods entrance. Or does that need the entire space? It's not
Temple of the
interdimensional,
Gods?
is it?
Which spell, sorry? Temple of the Gods?
Yes.
I think it creates an actual temple. It's not just a door.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Can you just like, is there like an underground place where you can just cast it so it carves into the ground or something?
We can find okay. How big is it? Just link the spell. We can see how big.
Where is it? Temple of the Gods.
All right. You create a temple here. The temple must fit within an unoccupied cube of space, 120 feet on each side.
Up to.
Up to. Oh yeah, you can also make a smaller temple if you want.
Yeah.
Sure.
So can we turn like their entire throne room here into a temple?
You can do a 10 by 10 temple if that's what you want.
No, a bit bigger than that, like 30 by 30 maybe, but like in a corner or
30 by
something.
30. Yeah.
The idea is like to invite them to to a party that's in the temple, because that way I can control who comes in.
Okay, very well. So let's say in the whole prison, probably not here, but
Yeah.
it would be like some place where
An
they
abandoned
can-
warehouse, maybe.
Yeah, an abandoned warehouse, exactly, where you can do this, a temple to yourself, let's say. It lasts for 24 hours. Okay, very well.
And as Archibald, I shall arrange all the goods to be brought.
All right. So they give you this more than abandoned warehouse. Maybe it's like one of these places where there's still some cells all around, but these ones aren't used. Let's say,
Wonderful.
and so there you can make your temple of the gods. How big does this temple of the gods have to be?
Just 30 by 30 feet.
Just 30 by 30 feet. Okay, very well. So you are there. Do you guys also with him?
Yes.
Yeah. And you take your 1 hour to gather your energies and create the temple. And then this shimmering temple to the forge appears. After you have completed the task, Yinken, you think you heard like the softest whisper coming from one of the cells of this warehouse-like place.
I go take a look. I scuttle over there.
So you scuttle over there, and okay, let's say that the room is like the same room, but there's just nobody there, and you can make your temple 30 by 30, right?
Yeah.
2, 3, 1, 2. Like this. That's your temple. Huh?
Yep.
And so you hear some whisper coming from one of the cells. And indeed, when you scuttle there, still in your spider form, you see inside this cell a person. It's very thin. Was a dwarf once, but his beard is just a few wispy strands, and he only has a loincloth, dirty loincloth that barely covers his shame, and his teeth are all rotten, and he's like, oh, that's magnificent. And as he's looking at this shining temple that just appeared in the middle of the room.
That's strange, and it's somewhere up here.
It's like in this cell, let's say.
And he's just pointing at the temple.
It's just pointing out, yeah, you just saw it appear out of the magic of Brock. I mean, imagine that since it takes 1 hour, it's kind of like Brock is there at the center of it, and brick by brick, this thing is like building itself around him, and it's completed in 1 hour. So the guy was there with his last strength, looking at it, and he's like completely taken by the craftsmanship. And he's like, oh, it's like in the old legend. It's magnificent.
I try to enter the cell.
Yeah, you're a spider, so.
Yeah. Well, it could be that there's another barrier.
No, it's just like rusty cells, rusty bars.
And I revert back into my elven form. What do you mean? What legend?
It looks at you and it's like, an elf? Am I dying? Am I dead?
You are dying, but you're not dead yet. then again, you dwarves always die.
Yeah, I believe so. Are you an angel?
Is that you, Anakin?
Don't do it, Anakin. I'm the high ground.
Whatever shall we do?
Not the
I
younglings.
I produce a handful of good berries and I give him a few.
I give them all.
Right,
And I
so
give
you
them all.
I don't think you can
well,
handle
basically,
more than one.
eating one, it's already enough for one day, right? So he like takes them all and goes like,
Oh boy.
and he kind of makes
I
a
wouldn't
mess
do.
because he kind of makes a mess because he has no teeth, so he just like squashes them on his gums, like. And then he goes like, "Oh." It's probably too much food for him because I thought it was just little berries, but each berry is like one day of eating. And so he said at one point he kind of vomits a bit of them out, and he goes like, magical food. You're not an angel. You're goddess, a god."
Ding.
I am not an
That's a
angel
beyond
nor a
comment.
god.
Yet.
But thanks
Are you-
anyway.
Are you one of the Nadaoine?
Do I know what that is?
Roll me a history check. You have no idea what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
But he looks at the temple in the middle of the room. He goes like, that is like their craftsmanship. They were the greatest architects, the greatest smiths and crafters.
Well, maybe our good friend Brock is one.
No, he's a dwarf. I can see it.
And say that you were saying something about the legends.
No, it was just I was a smith once. And he looks at his ruined hands and he misses some fingers. But I was not like the other ones. I respected the gods, of course, and I respected Moradin, but above all, I venerated Dumatoin, the secret under the mountain. I knew that what they were teaching in the temple simply wasn't everything that there was to learn. Their dogma, their way of doing things, always the same, century after century after century. But no, there must have been more. So I went into the caves, deep ones where the priests of Dumatoin linger, and there I saw the drawings, the murals, these creatures, different from us, yet similar in a way, and the wonder of the things that they could make. I just by reading and touching those murals, I felt like a vision. The things they could do, the Nadaoin, they greater than the dwarves and the elves, the best of both of them, the true masters.
And where was that you saw that?
That was a long time ago. That I was searching the knowledge of Dumatoin, the god of secrets. I could not tell you anymore, but maybe the priests, they keep a library with the secrets that they don't want the others to know.
And where would that library be?
The priests of Dumatoin, they will know.
And tell me, why are you here?
They said that I was mad. They say that after I saw the mural, something snapped. But it's not true. I'm not mad. I can see you, right? They said I made all up. The visions and the Nadaoin. They say nothing was true, but I know it was true. Must be, right? Look at the temple. Look at the light. He did it in such a short time. Clearly, he knows some secrets of the Nadaoin. I'm sure of it. It's true.
Is he still whispering, or is this starting to reach?
Yeah,
us?
now that since also Incan is talking at a normal voice, well, you're kind of focused on your creation, but it's just completed, and you can definitely hear that Incan is talking with somebody like not too far from you.
Who are you speaking to, Incan?
A dwarf who's been captured.
Suspicious now. Brock's gonna cast True Sight.
Right.
Since I know that there's a skulking invisible.
Oh yeah, well, it's not the same
True
woman,
Sight,
so
yeah.
it's another place here, but good. I mean, it could be following you.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's just it.
Yeah. But no, the thing is, when you cast True Sight, what you do notice is that on the forehead of this dwarf, there is some sort of symbol, and it reminds you of a dwarven rune, but it's clearly not a dwarven rune. I just want to know what language you speak.
Giant, primordial.
Yeah, okay, very well. So yeah, part of it clearly comes from Detek and the alphabet of dwarves, but not all of it. And it creates a symbol that you haven't seen before.
Very interesting. This is something that we should almost get Tarlin to look at. You look like a sorry sort. What was this you were saying of secrets?
You made that. You made it yourself.
I did.
In such a short time.
Yes.
You're a master craftsman.
Thank you. I am the greatest craftsman. But this is conjured through divine magic.
So there is divine power in you.
It is. But
Then
it doesn't come from
he
the
prostrates himself. What is thy name?
I'm Brock Adamantite, the greatest artist in the cosmos.
He starts to whisper some words, and Incan, with your 26 passive perception, you can hear that he's whispering a prayer to Brock.
And Brock.
I just let him happen.
Brock is gonna do something crazy. He's gonna drop a level 8 regenerate on the guy.
Okay.
Oh, he's back to his spry young age of.
And you see that
700.
his fingers slowly start to grow up to take probably 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And his feet start to get out again, and it's like, it is a miracle. He crawls. Well, he's still tied to the wall by some chains, so he crawls to a certain distance, but he cannot reach you. I know it's a touch spell, so you're near to him. So he kind of hugs your legs. You're like, Master, God, take me with you.
Do you have any skills? Your knowledge of him seems great and useful. Do you know anything of the Forge?
I do. I knew much and more, but the priests of Moradin, they scorned me. They say that their way was the only way, but no, there is another way. I'm sure there is.
There is indeed, brother. Oi, Alex. Hammer, the
Hey.
little one.
You want him released?
Just the little one.
All right.
Whelm. So you just hold up Whelm, right? From the
Yeah.
back folding. And then...
I like reach it. I'm like, yeah. So, anyways, and I go back to talking to Nala or Nali, whatever her name is.
They are not here.
they're not here.
You are
Oh,
in
they're
this
not?
room all by yourself. This is a new room. I'm just using it to present
Okay.
you a scenario.
So we're-
So I go back to practicing my Archibald as I pull out Whelm. I was like, oh, is it this one? Are you looking? Oh, should have warned me.
So I'm going to pull it out of his hands, and then I'm just going to... and break his chains.
The chain breaks, and you see that he's still like not so sure on his feet, and he's a very, very old morph. You see, but you can still see that shiny symbol on his forehead, thanks to your true seeing, and he kind of like grabbing onto you, try to stand up, but clearly cannot fully stand up. He's also kind of like hunchbacked.
Yeah, I'll just grab him, and I'll
Yeah,
bring him
you will
into
grab
the
him.
temple.
And he will bring you to the temple. And as he looks outside the radiant temple, he goes like, I suffered long years, but my suffering has been rewarded. For now I know. Together, we can still find the Nadaoin, my master.
I'll tell you what, good sir. You prove useful and very helpful to us. We might extend your lifetime a few dozen years, maybe thousands, if you're useful enough.
And as he looks at you with clearly confused eyes, he steps into the temple to finally rest his bones. But who is this old man, and who are the Nadaoin? Is it all just the rambling of a madman, or is there really a secret behind all this? We'll only know in the next episode of... This is not the right book, it's just to make noise. Tales from the Yawning Portal, an epic campaign by all of you. And this is where we're gonna stop for
Ooh.
tonight.
So many options, it seems.
So many options.
I don't know about leaving my siblings with these beholder.
Well, good news for you. I'm an excellent hunter, and I don't have beholder eyes yet.
No, I was kind of eyeing that myself.
Yes, it seems after he has done his job, we will free your siblings,
Well,
and we will take them to our new temple.
well, before that,
Or-
maybe there's some new secrets we can unlock, like a secret way into that forge or something like that.
Of course, that's why I'm saying after the job, my good friend.
Well, I'm saying
By the
maybe
way,
the job's not
I'm
necessary
going
if
to
it
warn you.
involves murder.
Fair enough. But I'm going to warn you, while I am Archibald, I am going to say things I do not mean. I may hit on your sister to reinforce this image that I have of grandiosness.
Anyway, folks, thanks for joining us this week.
I apologize for Archibald's voice.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Wait until Sten turns up. Wait,
I can't wait to meet Master Stick.
Fausto, you're not able to make it next week, right?
Yeah, so next week I'm not here. I'll be on holiday. Hopefully I can come back. They don't put me in quarantine wherever I go. So yeah, so for sure we're skipping next week, and then we'll see if I'm back.
Yeah, and I'll.
We'll continue. Yeah.
I may not be able to make the one after, so it might be a
Okay,
slight
yeah,
hiatus.
we'll see.
We'll
Yeah.
see, guys.
It's summer. It's the holidays, guys. Go out, get a
Yeah.
tan, do something nice.